Hello there. Welcome back to World of Warship Legends with Durka. First off, thank you for stopping by for this video. I hope you get some value or entertainment out of it. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Today, we are sailing the Tier 6 German Gneisenau. Let's start things off with our commander setup. We are using the Azerlane Scharnhorst commander, and she is set up with Brawler, Torpedo Launch, Firefighter, Master Mechanic, and Will to Rebuild. The ship is equipped with Aiming Systems Mod 1, Steering Gears, and the Target Acquisition Mod. The premise of today's video is a very popular subject on World of Warships and Legends. In fact, I would say that the German battleships in general are popular for their specific playstyle, Brawling. By Brawling, I mean up close and personal fighting, battleship jousting, turning, burning, torpedo dev strikes, and close quarter expert type gameplay. Let's face it, this is one of the most fun ways to play a battleship. Sure, to each their own, but certainly most of us just want to get in there and brawl. There are a million tips for how to be better at brawling and to win more up-close knife fights, but today's video will center on what I would consider the golden rule of brawling, and that is knowing when not to. We have all been in that situation where we've overextended ourselves, and unless Red Team is of the Idaho russet variety, you will generally be punished for it and sent back to port. So knowing when to push, that would probably be the #1 skill for knowing when to get into a brawling fight. Let's start things off by looking at the mini-map as we approach A here. First off, we should notice that the cap is contested while our Akatsuki is sailing into it, and since we don't see the ship, it's very likely that it's the enemy destroyer here in front of us, and that should send red flags off that we should be backing up, or we're probably about to get torped. Now on top of that, we've already identified the German Scharnhorst, the Bismarck, the Odin, the KGV, and as if that's not enough, there's a Fiji over here targeting us. So that is 6 ships that basically could shoot us right now. And we have the Akatsuki and a battleship kind of standing off, playing in between A and B. So we don't have a lot of support. They have the numerical advantage, and that is, a good indicator that we should be backing up and probably get into a kiting position and get away from this flank. We're just severely outnumbered. So our Akatsuki, I'm hoping that he gets back and isn't too foolhardy. He's very close to the Scharnhorst and the Moss, both of which could take him out pretty easily. We back up enough so that we can hopefully complete our turn without getting smacked by all of these big battleships, and we're going to start sailing away from A. We'll bide our time and wait for a better opportunity. One in which the odds are a little more in our favor. Again, I'm hoping the Akatsuki will be smart and isn't a YOLO Xbox player, but we'll see. On the other part of the map, we firmly have control of C and have a good numerical advantage over there. Now the Gneisenau is not known for its accuracy or its ability to hit targets at long range, and that's a good reason to stay in close and fight, but you just can't sustain that kind of overwhelming firepower from the enemy, that many enemy ships. So regardless if we can hit targets reliably or not, we want to live to fight another day. I will say that this Azerlane Scharnhorst commander really helps a lot. Her base trait is to reduce the dispersion of your main battery, and you can use that as an inspiration on anything. I would highly recommend it. She's probably debatable, but she's probably the strongest of the new 5 Azerlane commanders, and if you were just looking to spend money on this game and you're not still doing free to play, she's the one that I would recommend, just because the reduction in dispersion is huge. And actually, even for the Gneisenau, which is really known as a trolley meme ship when it comes to its guns, you only have 6 15-inch guns, and they're horribly unreliable. But with this setup and using the Azerlane Scharnhorst, it's really been a lot better. So is this game pay to win? We'll save that for another video. Earlier you saw us punish that Fiji. Honestly, that was probably a lot of luck, but it's I would say that accuracy and those kind of shots have been happening more often for me in the Gneisenau since putting on the Scharnhorst Commander. One of the other perks that she offers for these German battleships is increased torpedo speed and range. So when you're out there on the field and you're running into a Gneisenau, Scharnhorst, Odin, Tirpitz, be careful, because if they're using this commander, the torpedo range that you're used to on German battleships, it might be a little more extended. So the Scharnhorst did exactly what we did not do. He overextended himself, he pushed, continued to chase down a destroyer, which you probably shouldn't do, especially when he's coming back towards his teammates. But alas, he did, and that is how it turned out. So at this point, I still don't know where the Moss is, but we have our Akatsuki spotting for me, so I feel confident that we can start moving back up and re-engage. At least that one of these battleships is out of the way. On top of that, the KGV and the other ones seem to be separated a little bit, at least by this island that we can use as cover, so that I'll try to only engage one ship at a time. And that will also greatly improve your odds of winning in brawls and up-close fighting. So the Odin's kind of sailing away, and the Bismarck is hugging the island, coming in pretty close to us here. And he is going to be my #1 target since he is the closest. Odin and KGV are still far enough away that I don't really have to worry about them. So we're going to give all of our attention to Mr. Bismarck. So I know we've all seen the movies, and the one I'm thinking of particularly is Austin Powers, which is usually making fun of the James Bond films. And in those movies, the hero, the protagonist, fights a lot of enemies, but it's usually one at a time. You know, one person will come at him and judo chop, and he'll knock them out, and then the next person will come at them, he'll knock them out. Well, think of your brawling fights kind of like that. Try to set it up in a sequence to where you can take out one enemy at a time before you move on to the other one. Be conscious about the other guys back there. Remember that they're there, but set it up to where you can just fight one at a time and kill one at a time. And that's what we're going to do in this next sequence. A lot of times in brawling and up-close fighting, it's very tempting to turn your ship to use the rear gun, but a lot of times you're opening yourself up for more damage than it's truly worth. So we're just going to patiently wait for the reload, or for our teammates to smack him for me. So thank you, teammate. Next, we can go ahead and engage the other 2 battleships. The Moss is still out there, but his last known position was a little bit farther away. So, we want to definitely, again, bow tank, and then just bide our time and take shots with the torpedoes as we can. We're being pretty aggressive here because honestly it's the end of the game. We have a pretty good lead, a good ship advantage, so you know, if it was tied at this point I might not have made this play, but we have a pretty good lead. Up close, if someone's bow tanking you like that, take a shot at their front guns like we did on the KGV there, and a lot of times you will be rewarded with exactly that, knocking out their turrets and taking away their ability to shoot at you. The Moss finally pops up again. Someone's done a lot of damage to him, so thank you very much. We'll go ahead and take the double strike. Before we can get around to killing the Odin or him killing us, the game ends on points. But that's pretty much the video. Just bide your time, wait for the right opportunity to strike, and you will have a much better chance of winning those up close fights. Well, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of the video. Look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next one.